Hi, I am Father C.M. Paul, HOD Mass Communication at Salesian College, Sonada. Today my lesson is on authorship in digital age for 4th semester CC8, Introduction to Social Media. Authorship in digital age. Today we shall discuss who is an author, what is authorship, define digital age, and discuss some current issues related to authorship in digital age. The role of the author as the creator and producer of a work has been seen as distinct and separate from that of the publisher and user. The notion of authorship in the digital age attributes to individual and collaborative contributions to the pool of information back to their respective authors or creators. So, what is an author, or who is an author? An author is the creator or originator of any written work, such as a book or play, and is also considered a writer. More broadly defined, an author is the person who originated or gave existence to anything, and whose authorship determines responsibility for what was created. An author is a person who writes books, stories, poems, or other written work. Often, author is a word for a person whose job is to write. Any person who writes may be called a writer. Sometimes, a person who creates something that is not prose is called an author. According to Collins National Dictionary, an author is the beginner or originator of anything, the writer of a book or article, etc. Or choosing its American counterpart, Funk and Wagner's Standard Dictionary, an author is an originator, first cause, a creator, or author is the original writer as of a book. Also, one who makes literary compositions his profession. Is a journalist an author? Some journalists definitely are, but some others do not want to honor the whole profession with that esteemed title. Is a judge an author? A judge not only pronounces a verdict, he or she also puts it in writing. The written verdicts of Supreme Court judges may have profound influence nationally and internationally. Some of them rank among the best of authors. What is the difference between a writer and an author? According to dictionary, a writer is one who expresses ideas in writing, or one engaged in literary work. An author is a person who writes a novel, poem, essay, etc., the composer of a literary work. Turning to Collins Dictionary again, a writer is one who writes, a scribe or a clerk, while author is one who writes and one who engages in literary compositions. Can everyone be an author? Yes, informally, some people would refer to book writers as authors even before they have had their manuscripts published. In a more philosophical context, you could say that an author is anyone who has created something. What is digital age? The digital age, also called the information age, is defined as the time period starting in the 1970s with the introduction of personal computers, with the subsequent technology introduced providing the ability to transfer information freely and quickly. Collins Dictionary simply defines the digital age or information age as a time when large amounts of information are widely available to many people, largely through computer technology. One definition that I believe captures broad essence of the digital age is the definition that the digital revolution as the advancement of technology from analog, electronic and mechanical devices to the digital technology available today. The era started during the late 1970s and is ongoing. The digital revolution also marks the beginning of the information era. What is authorship in digital age? The role of the author as the creator and producer of a work has been seen as distinct and separate from that of the publisher and user. The notion of authorship in the digital age attributes to individual and collaborative contributions to the pool of information back to their respective authors. Technological development supports a new concept of authors' rights by promoting a free internet and digital market, as well as new contemporary experience of culture that is rooted in digital technology, mass communication, and the world of multimedia and virtuality. Though computer and digital technology have served both authors and users in various ways, they have also served as a very fertile ground for sharing copyrighted content, this leading to numerous copyright infringements and conflicts with copyright law. Let us identify and analyze the ways in which computer and digital technology have given rise to new trends in production, example, remix culture, and consumption, example, peer-to-peer file sharing technology, but also to determine how new forms of distribution, use and sharing of digital content changed and shaped the perception of authorship in 21st century. Hence, it is important to analyze the dynamic nature and structure by which new digital and networking technologies are affecting the concept of authorship and authors' rights, with special attention given to the concept of peer-to-peer file sharing technology, a very popular networked architecture for distributing, using and sharing digital content. What are the issues of authorship in digital age? There are several differences that need to be taken into consideration for a fuller understanding of authorship in the digital setting that are highly visible in the following operations connected with author and work. First, creation and publishing. Second, manufacturing and distribution. Third, perception and reception. And fourth, survival and preservation. First, creation and publishing. To an extent, it would be said that authors have become publishers, that is, self-publishing, and distributors have become publishers like Amazon. Thus, the importance of the traditional publisher is declining. The role of older publishers in the creation and acquisition of content is being tested out, particularly the gatekeeping role that is their traditional mission. The publisher cannot survive as filter, for that is the role of the reader. And it is often said that authors expect from publishers not only production, marketing and sales, but also mastery of the new technologies which will enable their works to be visible in an increasingly saturated market. Thus, it is thought that the role of author and the role of publisher in the publishing chain are changing, that the author is contributing ever more and the publisher's contribution is becoming less and less. Second, manufacturing and distribution. The actual production processes today has speeded up the publication of a work. A work today is a file from the first sentence to publication. Practices of distribution, a literally visible revolution, entirely changed the ways in which authors' works can be accessed, annulling differences in time and space. Technologies have multiplied the possibilities of consumption of an author's work and, on condition of internet access, have linked authors and readers who in the previous periods, because of the impossibility of any physical access to the medium, remained separated. Today, the old media, that is, the analog system of publishing, still coexist with the new, often transmitting the same content, and the possibilities for the distribution of an author's work are multiplying. This fact is very important in academic publishing, the primary purpose of which is the communication of discoveries and ideas, and it is hence not surprising that it is academic publishers that, through their basis of integral texts, have developed the most refined form of electronic publishing. Nor is the knowledge that the open access movement is the strongest in academic circles. Third, perception and reception. Through authenticity, authorship is multiplied, which means that the link between the individuality of the work and creative individuality is being lost. In recent times, problems of authorship have become frequent, and even in the case of content published on social networks. And ever louder is the question, who owns content when it is so fluid and can be so easily manipulated? 4. Survival and presentation. Taken for granted that everything written and published is original and individual and hence valuable, the question arises as to the criteria for selection of the work and author that have to be preserved, where preservation assumes an organized and systematized activity that in the end assures a work being available to users when the need arises. It is not possible to preserve everything that has been published and written, and the actual act of choice of preservation for future generations gives some work and author added value. So the question is, how to establish the criteria for the selection of textual works to be protected? On the one hand, the criteria can arise from user needs, and on the other, from the critical judgment of how much an author's text is valuable and individual and original in content, in material and aesthetics, and how old or rare it is. In conclusion, to sum up, we discussed the definition of author and writer, digital age and the 4 issues of authorship in the digital age, namely creation and publishing, manufacturing and distribution, perception and reception, and survival and preservation. Thank you.
This and other episodes of Radio EduPod's Radio for Learning are available on Listen to My Radio app at 6 p.m. from Monday to Friday and at 6 a.m. from Tuesday to Saturday. All episodes are available on Salesian TV YouTube channel. Share, like and subscribe Salesian TV, the ultimate learning resource channel.